Good afternoon and welcome back to the channel. This is week 7 of my Contrave journey. Please stick around to the end because I'm going to let you know how my weigh-in went this week. So the first thing we're going to talk about is depression. The one thing I noticed being on the 4 pills, and I probably didn't catch it until I was off of the 4 and switched to the 2 last week, is I noticed that I was feeling a little down and I couldn't figure out why. I couldn't figure out what was going on because usually I'm like rocking and rolling and doing things, and I was struggling, really struggling to get videos done, to get any work that I'm working on done. And I couldn't figure it out until after I got off the 4 pills and I was on the 2 pills, and I realized, oh, one of the side effects for Contrave could be depression, which I know people would think is ironic considering, hey, it's Wellbutrin. That's supposed to be an antidepressant. But for some people, it actually does do the opposite. And ever since I've been on the 2 pills, I've felt nothing. I'm great. I'm back to normal. I started working on stuff. I was like, yeah, I think it was the 4 pills. So if anybody is suffering from any type of depression while being on the medication, I know I've seen some people online talk about that they suffered from being maybe a little grumpy. You know, all of these things probably tie in to the Wellbutrin. So just be mindful of that when on the medication. And if you don't have to be on 4 pills, don't be on 4 pills. The one thing I noticed, so there's a place here called Sprinkles and they sell cupcakes. And so every year they send me a thing so I can have 2 free cupcakes. So I was just like, bet, I'm going into the city, I'm gonna get my cupcakes. And so I got my cupcakes. I got my carrot cake one and I got a red velvet one. I ate the carrot cake one day and then I left the red velvet for the next day. And so here is the thing that I noticed when I ate the red velvet cupcake. Now I used to love red velvet cupcakes, but I also know for me that red velvet cakes, cupcakes, to me are only as good as the frosting. It's like I eat it for the frosting, and if the frosting is gone, then you can throw the rest in the trash as far as I'm concerned. Because I don't know why the cake part just doesn't usually do it for me, even though technically it's like red colored chocolate cake. But I don't know, it just tastes like a lower grade level of chocolate cake with cream cheese icing on it. And so I always love the cream cheese icing. So I ate the red velvet cupcake the next day, and the cake part I loved. Loved the cake part. Totally did not want the cream cheese part. I ate it, but I didn't enjoy it because I felt it was too sweet. And that's when I was like, oh, it's the medication. The sweetness thing has pretty much left the building for me. I don't know if it's any different than when I started the medication, but I do notice that I am enjoying eating things that aren't sweet. It's like almost like I'm enjoying eating regular food. Like I could never understand people who said they don't really do sweets. And I was just like, how do you do that? What world do you live in? But now, right now, I literally could have no sweets in the house and I would be okay. So this is a good thing. I'm not even complaining about it. This is great. And I hope it keeps it up. So this is still on the 2 pills now because I was really curious about how it was going to work for me. But I noticed yesterday I had a little bit of a craving for a sweet, but not too sweet. And so I had something and I'm fine. I probably won't eat anything sweet today or probably for a few days and I'll be totally fine. Totally. But I can tell I'm definitely on the savory train right about now. So let's talk about the weigh-in. So, you know, I transitioned from 4 pills to 2 pills. I talked about that last week and how I just couldn't deal with the constipation or the lack of sleep anymore. And so when I weighed in after, like that Saturday after I switched over to the 2 pills, I had lost maybe like a 1/4 pound or so. And I noticed when I weighed in this Saturday past that I didn't lose any weight. And I'm going to tell you why I am okay with that. Number one, I am trying to build up muscle mass. I don't want to lose my muscle mass as I'm losing weight. So as I said, I'm not in a rush to lose. And the one thing I am doing is making sure I eat enough. And I think people need to understand, and I guess I didn't understand this, but I think I got a reminder when I was on Instagram yesterday. And I came across a post from the anti-diet dietitian. If you don't know who she is, look her up on Instagram because she's really great. She's a registered dietitian. I think she's based in Australia, but she's really great with her advice on, just the things that people think they shouldn't eat and just kind of debunking a lot of crap that's out there. And I'm going to show you a post from her and what she says regarding weight loss. And I think it's great. The gist of what she says is that we shouldn't be obsessed with the scale so much, because I'm just talking to the women here. As women, we have a lot of fluctuation in our weight because of cortisol and all kind of other things, hormones and things, and that we can't fall apart whenever we know that we're doing the right thing. We know that we're eating properly, and we may have periods where we lose no weight. And I thought about that when, I was like, oh, I didn't lose anything, and I'm going to have to get online and let people know, hey, I didn't lose anything this week, and be okay with it. And I want to be okay with it, and I want you to be okay with it, and I want you to be okay with your own journey if you have weeks that you don't lose. Also, if you're weighing yourself too much, you need to stop, because you're going to drive yourself crazy as well. The body just does what it does, and if you become obsessed with the scale only and not looking at other things, you're going to get yourself in trouble. Next steps. I am thinking about, and I thought about this before I got on Contrave, because I knew there were other weight loss pills out there. But once I saw Contrave, I just jumped on Contrave. But there are other weight loss pills out there that I want to discuss on the channel, because I know that there are people on this channel, like I said earlier, that may not be doing well on Contrave, or may feel that Contrave is not good for them. So I have something that I found that they said may be better than Contrave, and definitely have less side effects, and it's only one pill a day in the morning, so definitely no sleep problems. So look forward to that, because I may be doing a separate video on that outside of the weekly videos that I do, because I just want to dive into that a little bit more and just focus on that and kind of give you a Contrave versus these other weight loss pills. So look out for that. I just wanted to say that I thank you all for reaching out in the comments. I've been enjoying talking to many of you, and please let me know if you have any questions, and I will do my best to answer you. And I will talk to you next week, maybe later this week. Talk to you later. Bye.